Hey everyone, Ross McCorkle here with another episode of the Depot 180. Before we get into the topic that everybody wants to talk about right now, let's go through a brief quarterback update for the Steelers. Russell Wilson threw his first pass in 11-on-11 on Sunday towards the end of practice. Reports then stated there was optimism he would return this week after a scheduled doctor visit to look at his calf that was injured a couple weeks ago, the day before camp began. During today's practice, the 11th of the Steelers training camp, Wilson ramped up his level of participation and split first-team reps with Justin Fields. Wilson took 4 of the 7 shots reps and then had a small handful more during the 11-on-11 session later in practice. He threw his first touchdown of training camp to George Pickens. Now, on to the main topic today, Brandon Aiyuk. Things have really heated up over the last 24-plus hours. Rumors started to surface that later got shut down by insiders on NFL Network and ESPN. Then they stated that he was more likely to be traded than to remain in San Francisco. Then a 49ers reporter published something saying the Patriots and the Browns each had a framework for the deal in place. The only issue is Aiyuk has a little veto power in his back pocket, as he does have to agree to a new deal with whichever team he goes to. There's not a no-trade clause per se, but he does have some power in this situation. It seems likely that he is maybe forcing the 49ers' hand in negotiating with the Steelers, who he stated months ago that he could see himself playing for on the Pivot podcast. Adam Schefter said he could not see the Steelers being the ultimate landing spot for Aiyuk, and that seemingly because they were not meeting the 49ers' demands for trade compensation. He followed that up and said the Steelers have reemerged as an option that talks have picked back up between the two teams. The Browns and the 49ers are rumored to be offering a receiver of their own plus draft picks in exchange, but none of the compensation is directly reported by trusted sources yet. This has been developing by the minute in a bit of a media frenzy over the last 24 hours. To sum it up, Christian McCaffrey, his teammate, referred to Aiyuk as a former teammate before correcting himself live on NFL Network's Inside Training Camp Live. If that doesn't tell you he is as good as gone, I don't know what will. The only question is, will the 49ers accept a lesser offer and cave to the little veto power that Aiyuk holds? My guess is by the time some of you are listening to this, there will be 3 or 4 new chapters in this story and maybe even a conclusion. Stay tuned to the site. Let me know how you enjoyed the video on Twitter at Ross_McCorkle, and as always, visit SteelersDepot.com for your latest and greatest Steelers breaking news and analysis.